Hey guys, what's going on? It's Redonk. I wanted to talk a little bit today about the game ARMS for Nintendo Switch. This is a game that is actually it's a good time. Let's face it, it's fun, it's unique, it really puts the Nintendo Switch's technology on display, and the ability to really utilize the Joy-Cons for the first time on the Nintendo Switch in their full capacity, testing the range of motion, even to the point where when you punch and you twist your fist, you can actually get your arm to rotate in the direction that you're trying to get it to rotate in. So it's pretty neat. You need a little bit of room to move around while you're playing this game. Odds are, if you're animated like I am, you will probably punch something, or in the worst case, step on a couple of Legos, hurt yourself along the way. So definitely recommend clearing space so you can really get into this one. And for me, ARMS and really fighting games in general are not something that I go out of my way to play for hours and hours on end. I just don't have the attention span, so I'll never be a top-ranked ARMS player, nor do I necessarily want to be. But this game is really all about moving around, dodging as much as possible, and just taking advantage of your ARMS options. And you've got several different capacity options within the game to unlock different arms and unlock their different features. So for example, what I like to do is, because I'm a righty, and my left hand I like to have kind of like my main damage dealer, a little bit slower that hand, and then I like to be a little bit more agile with my right hand, so when I go and I do a punching motion, I like to have on my right hand side something that's a little bit quicker to get out, does a little less damage, but gives me the ability to either slow down my opponent or just kind of keep him guessing, just to figure out really where I'm coming from. And I like playstyles that allow me to do very drastically different things. So when I first started playing this game, Master Mummy, he was my go-to. As you can see right here, I'm doing a little bit of Helix. He's a much faster character, and he allows just, I think, a little better matchup with who I'm facing in this scenario. This game is just fun because of the fact that you can actually use the Joy-Cons to their full capacity. That's the biggest emphasis and the biggest takeaway from all this. The Joy-Con within the controller itself, or if you use a Pro controller, it's just not nearly as much fun. You're sitting there, you're button mashing, and you're able to move around probably a little bit easier than you are than if you were using the Joy-Con controllers. And the reason for that is that it's all about keeping your hands level when you're using the Joy-Con controllers. So the Joy-Cons themselves, if you tilt them to the right, you go right. If you tilt them to the left, you go left. Forward is forward, back is back. Go figure. You go ahead and cross them. It gives you the ability to block, which is really neat. And then, as I mentioned before, the twisting of your hands ultimately is going to allow your arm to go in the direction that you want it to after you throw the initial punch. As you hit the opponent, or if you gain charge-ups that land in the field of battle there, you actually are able to unleash a more devastating blow, which is just really neat. Some of the animations, the grabbing motion where you throw both hands forward, I'm always afraid I'm going to hurt myself when I do this, because 9 times out of 10 I feel like I'm about to drop the Joy-Con. But the throws in this game and the grabs are really cool. So the different modes, and what I like to do is, I'm never going to be someone who tries to work my way up the ladder in a fighting game. That's not who I am. And this game just doesn't have the nostalgia factor of like a Pokken Tournament for me, having grown up with the Pokemon franchise. So, as I mentioned before, this is not a game that I'm just going to actively go after and actively try to climb the ladder in the online mode. So what I like to do is what you see here: switch between a couple characters, play party mode, and do several different game modes. So going against Headlock here in a 3v1 battle, always a good time. I enjoy the 1v1v1, which you saw earlier, and then the head-on battles obviously are also fun, but the reason why this game for me is able to stay fresh is the fact that party mode exists. I think if party mode did not exist and we weren't able to add a little bit of randomness to the actions that we're doing, it just would not be a game that I could see myself playing very long at all. And you know, reviews have been done, the word is out on this one, everyone is very familiar with what the gameplay offers. For me though, it's just not something that I can play hours on end. So, I mean, you've had a chance to look at the gameplay a little bit, you can make your own decision. It really, for me, comes down to just something that I can pick up, something that I haven't played in a while, something that can be new and exciting, when it's not really new and exciting. So to me, it's just another fighting game. However, when I want to get up and I want to use the Joy-Cons, this is really my go-to game. So it was worth the $60 that I paid when obviously when it first came out, because to me, it was just nice to have something other than Mario Kart and Zelda to play. So that was the value for me. Ever since then, with some of the newer titles that have come out, I just don't have time or even the desire to really play this one as much. So go ahead and make your decision for what you will. If you're not someone who enjoys climbing the ladder, this may not be for you. However, if you are that person, enjoy. Until next time, guys.